You might have been shopping for gold recently and noticed the prices. Gold spot price is low compared to what it's been for the last year, basically. But the premiums on everything is really high, especially on fractional gold. I was recently quoted a $175 over spot price on the 1 ounce American Gold Buffalo, which was around $19.75 at the time. I think this was last week. But fractional gold, like the 1/10 of an ounce American Gold Eagle, is selling for $215 to $230. If you're shopping with an online bullion dealer, these prices are $50 to $75 more for both of the items I just mentioned. What is going on? Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Campbell's Coins. In this episode, we're going to talk about fractional gold and why it is so expensive relative to a full ounce gold version. Coming up. For the purposes of this video, I'm going to talk mostly in terms of the American Gold Eagle. I will be bringing up other pieces, obviously, but for pricing, I'm focusing on that coin for simplicity's sake. I've done previous videos on fractional gold and why every stacker needs to have some in their stack, but in this video, I want to focus on premiums on fractional and some of the complaints I hear from stackers on the price. One of the dumb things I hear repeated about fractional gold is it is expensive because it's more difficult to make. Think about that logic for a brief second. Does a penny cost more to make than a quarter? No. Like the coins in our circulation, gold coins and bars are stamped out of a long sheet of gold. The planchets, these are the circular discs, are deburred, washed, and sent off to be stamped with the image of the dies for that country. It might cost more for a government or a company to make fractional gold in terms of time spent, but that amount is minuscule because nearly 100% of the coin or bar making process is done by machine. It's even packaged up by machines. Another dumb thing I hear is fractional gold is so expensive because dealers mark up the prices to try to rip you off. Dealers have markups based on their ability to source the coin and the prices they have to pay for it. It has nothing to do with wanting to rip you off. Most dealers' margins are very small, and these margins are often kept small to stay competitive within the market. With online bullion dealers, this rip-off comment might have some merit as the prices are extremely high compared to what you can get at your local coin shop. So if the cost to make fractional gold is no different than a full ounce gold coin, and if dealers have slim margins already, why is fractional gold so dang expensive? The answer is a simple one that has ruled economics since the notion of time: supply and demand. Due to everyone's varying budget size, more people fit in the 1/10 of an ounce pool than in the 1 ounce pool. Demand rules everything. Currently, the 1/10 of an ounce gold coin fits nearly everyone's budget. Most people have $220 to drop on gold. Not everyone has $2,000 to buy a full ounce. The more people want a particular item, the larger the market pool gets for it. Unless the supply of the item keeps up with the demand, the price will either start falling or rising depending upon the level of demand. Demand goes up while supply remains low, prices begin to rise. Demand drops with plenty of supply, prices begin to drop. We can see this with the American Gold Eagles. It's an extremely popular coin with varying mintages. In fact, if we check out the mintages for the Gold Eagles over the years, we can see that for most of the years, there are more 1 ounce coins produced than there are 1/10 of an ounce coins produced. It's not saying that this is true for every single year, but you can see that here. Also, the 1/2 ounce and the 1/4 ounce have much smaller mintages than the 1 ounce versions and the 1/10 of an ounce version. That's because the 1/10 of an ounce and the 1 ounce versions are the most popular. That's where the market pool is on each one. So since everyone's their pocketbook can basically fit in the 1/10 of an ounce over here, more people are buying that. But because there is such a short supply of them every single year compared to the full ounce version, and there's so many more people trying to get it, the prices are that much higher. So what should you do? Should you buy fractional gold even at these prices, or hold off and save until you have enough to buy a full ounce? As with anything, I don't believe there is a cut and dry answer. There is always caveats. I also don't like telling people what to do. Instead, I tell them what I would do and why, so that they can decide for themselves if my logic makes sense to them and fits their budget. I do buy fractional gold, but the lowest size that I like buying is a 1/4 ounce. That's these 1/4 ounce eagles. I buy these as my savings. Do I like this coin? Not particularly. I don't really like the reverse. I've said this in a dozen videos, but these are extremely liquid. That's why I get them. And this isn't to say that I won't buy less than a 1/4 ounce of gold. I just prefer the higher weight. And I prefer it for a couple of reasons. I'll go over those right now. One, the size. A 1/4 ounce, you can really feel it in your hand. You can feel a 1/10 of an ounce too, but you can really feel a 1/4 ounce. You can really see the image of the coin. You can make out the details. With a 1/10 of an ounce, you really kind of have to zoom in on those details to kind of see what's going on there. And probably the most important reason why I buy the larger weights is because the premiums are not super dramatic compared to the 1/10 of an ounce version. The 1/4 ounce is also low enough weight that if I need to sell it for some emergency, the buyer pool is still large enough that I'm not limiting myself on the number of buyers. I like fractional gold for this reason. It's extremely liquid. It's much harder to try to sell a 1 ounce gold coin over a 1/10 of an ounce gold piece. Now, I should say that there is some exceptions. I personally like some designs that are only made in 1/10 of an ounce versions, like this kookaburra right over here. They only make these gold kookaburras, which they started last year in 2020, in 1/10 of an ounce sizes. So I have to get that if I like that design. Same thing with the, I'll throw up an image of it, but it's, I think it's the Korean tiger. I really like the tiger, but I don't want a 1/2 ounce or a full ounce coin of that. I just don't care enough, but I do like the design, so I would rather get the 1/10 of an ounce version. So these smaller gold pieces allow me to get the design that I like, but without having to pay these huge markups, or it's not markups, but having to pay a full ounce price. Another exception is some gold simply isn't that popular with people for one reason or another, and one is forced to lower their expected sale price to get the item to sell. I have found this to be true for Krugerrands and for these 1 gram Valcambi bars. Personally, I've never owned a Krugerrand. I don't want to. I don't like the design. But they are not very popular in the US or around the world. If you go to most LCSs, they will have those in stock and have a low premium on them. Unless gold is in such a high demand, then those will be selling. With these 1 gram Valcambi bars, if they were in an assay, they would sell much faster than this open container that I have right here. But even then, they can be slow to sell without dropping the price. They sell these in like 1 gram, 1/10 of an ounce. I think they might even have 5 gram, 10 gram, whatever. But I have found that these are extremely hard to get rid of unless I just drop the price to near spot. People don't necessarily want these 1 gram bars. If I were to offer Eagles, American Gold Eagles, those things would sell all day long, no problem. And that's because the 1/10 of an ounce American Gold Eagle is very popular, and due to that popularity and relatively low supply compared to the purchasing pool, that drives the price way up. Personally, I don't like saving up my money. I like taking whatever is left of my savings each month and dumping that fiat into gold, silver, or platinum. If you're like me and don't like waiting to buy a full ounce gold coin each month, look into buying low premium gold bullion like these Valcambi bars that I mentioned, or Perth Mint bullion. Right here. They offer these in, I think, 1 gram, 5 gram, 10 gram, and 1 ounce versions. I think even 20 gram. These will not have the same premium as the American Gold Eagle, and they can be found closer to spot. I would offer a word of caution though. The premiums might be small on these when you're buying, but they'll also be very low when you go to sell. This is why I stick to American gold coins or other popular gold bullion, because if the worst case scenario happened and I had to sell, I know that these popular gold coins will sell in my need, in my desperation. By the way, keep an eye out for a video I have coming soon regarding spot price and if it's relevant anymore. When the premiums are incredibly high on popular gold coins, are you still stacking these, or have you rotated to another product with less of a premium? Do you pause the stacking and work on something different? Let us all know in the comments below. If you made it to the end of this video, you guys and gals are my super stackers, and I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you all so much for watching Campbell's Coins, and that is my 2 cents.